Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 Breaking News.
Tonight, the federal government has officially shut down. Lawmakers in Washington failed to reach a funding agreement by the midnight deadline in D.C., 9 p.m. here in Oregon. Good evening and thanks for joining us for Newswatch 12 at 11. I'm Samantha Cadera. This marks the nation's 21st government shutdown since 1977. President Donald Trump and congressional leaders were unable to break through a political standoff over health care and spending priorities. Tonight, millions of federal employees are facing either layoffs or working without pay while national parks, museums, and many federal services begin winding down. In Oregon, nearly 30,000 federal workers could be impacted. About a third may be sent home without pay, while air traffic controllers, TSA officers, and law enforcement must keep working without pay. Passport services could slow, national forests and parks may close visitor centers and campgrounds, and programs like WIC could run out of money within weeks. SNAP benefits continue for now, but could be disrupted if the political fight lasts. Oregon's congressional delegation voted against the shutdown, but with no deal in Washington, it still went into effect. Now, Newswatch 12 will continue to dig into what this means for Southern Oregon and how it could impact your family at home. Now let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman because we saw some rain yesterday and today. And what can we expect for our first day of October?
Well, we do have some more shower chances as we begin the new month, but let's take a look back at how much rain we saw today. Rainfall totals not as impressive as yesterday, but still up over 4/10 for Gold Beach as well as Crescent City, 6/100ths of an inch in Grants Pass, just trace amounts in Medford and Montague, and we've picked up 12/100ths of an inch in Mount Shasta. But every little bit helps, and when we add up the numbers for all of September, it was above average across the board. Medford, Klamath Falls, Montague, and Mount Shasta all seeing surpluses of rainfall this month. And with the end of September does end the water year for 2024 and 2025. This goes back since October 1st of last year. And we did end with a surplus, or we will end with a surplus in Medford, Klamath Falls, and Roseburg. Some pretty healthy rainfall surpluses, up over 3 inches, well over 3 inches in Medford and Klamath Falls. But in Mount Shasta, we did see a bit of a deficit, just under an inch below average when it comes to precipitation. Taking a look at the satellite and radar imagery, we still have some lingering showers out there tonight, and there will be at least the chance of a shower through the overnight hours, and we'll see some more shower activity impacting the region for tomorrow. Tonight, temperatures currently 54 in Medford, it's 50 in Klamath Falls, 49 degrees in Mount Shasta. Winds still a little breezy in the Shasta Valley, portions of the east side and along the coast. As we go through the overnight hours, we'll keep that chance for a shower. Lows dropping down to about 50 in Grants Pass, 39 in Klamath Falls, and down to 46 in Wairika. Tomorrow, more spotty to scattered showers. It's not going to be a total washout, and we'll see some breaks of sunshine as well. So temperatures will bump up a little bit, but still running below normal to kick off the month of October. We'll take a closer look at what to expect for the first 7 days of the new month coming up in just a bit.
Now, note 11 tonight, Crater Lake National Park has a new acting superintendent. Charles Beal will serve in through the role through mid-December while the Park Service works to fill the position permanently. Beal oversees several historic and cultural sites in Seattle, and he's known for pushing the Park Service to better connect with diverse communities, and he brings that experience to Crater Lake during this transition. Now, we're continuing to track the case of a local attorney who is facing charges related to videotaping a woman in intimate settings and illegally placing a GPS on her vehicle. Newswatch 12's Grace Ritz has the details.
I have been following this case and was at the Jackson County Courthouse where attorney Zachary Light represented himself during his own indictment this morning and pled not guilty to all charges.
I've reviewed the indictment. It's identical to the previously filed district attorney's information. I plead not guilty to all counts.
Light is being accused of recording a woman during intimate settings and placing a tracking device on her vehicle.
19 counts of invasion of personal privacy in the first degree and 1 count unlawful use of a global positioning system device.
After the indictment, I did some digging into court documents and found that Light is still practicing law in multiple open cases. I was able to speak with District Attorney Patrick Green about the pretrial hearing and what it means for the case.
So right now it's been set for a pretrial conference, which is just a placeholder type hearing for him to get all the discovery. Since he is representing himself, he'll make the decision himself of whether or not he wants to negotiate the case or if he wants a trial.
I reached out to Zachary Light for a comment, but haven't heard back yet. Now, this isn't the first time he has done this. In 2014, he was also charged with invasion of privacy for placing a camera in his underage stepdaughter's bedroom. He was placed on 5 years probation, which ended in 2019. The pretrial hearing is set for October 27th, but could change. This is still a developing story, and we will update you on our newscast and website when we know more. Reporting in studio, I'm Grace Ritz.
After more than 9 months of dispute over the Grants Pass library lease, Josephine County Commissioners have now voted 2-1 in favor of the proposed lease. In an administration workshop this afternoon, commissioners say they found a solution that benefits taxpayers and library services. The new agreement removes the 30-day without cause clause and asks the library to uphold facility maintenance. Commissioner Chris Barnett says a resolution was added to contest books within the library that are not overseen by the county.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the current lease that legal counsel's presented, with them paying the rent and taking care of the building and move forward at this time.
And I'll second that motion.
Great, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I think we discussed this quite thoroughly over the months.
Newswatch 12 did reach out to the Josephine Community Library, who told us the library board is prepared to sign the lease agreement, and we will continue to follow this story. And a violent robbery attempt this morning at a Dollar General in Merlin sent 2 employees to the hospital. Deputies say the suspect used both a corrosive chemical and a knife during the attack before being taken into custody. The Josephine County Sheriff's Office says it happened just before 8:30 at the Dollar General on Merlin Road. Deputies say 72-year-old Mark Whidden walked up to the counter, announced he was going to rob the store, and then threw a cup of muriatic acid at 2 employees. They both suffered severe chemical burns as they tried to rinse it off in a restroom. Deputies say Whidden then cornered them with a knife. He was arrested minutes later, still carrying both the acid and the weapon.
Very bizarre event to have somebody use that as a weapon. So, but it just kind of gives evidence to the varying degrees of things going on out there these days. You just have to be kind of constantly situationally aware of your surroundings. You never know if you're, a store employee or a general civilian that's caught up in something.
Borough Metro Fire says crews finished the decontamination process before taking the victims to the hospital. And the Josephine County Sheriff's Department says the investigation is ongoing. And a Jackson County father faces several charges after admitting to shaking and tightly squeezing his baby. Court documents say 26-year-old Tyler Cole called 911 just after 4:30 a.m. Friday to report his unconscious 3-month-old. The girl had a brain bleed and had to be life-flighted to Portland for high-velocity trauma and life-threatening injuries. Cole told detectives he shook the baby 7 or 8 times aggressively because she was crying. He admitted to doing the same 3 weeks earlier. Cole is charged with first-degree assault, a Measure 11 offense that carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 7.5 years in prison. And this morning, the Curry County Sheriff's Office reduced evacuations for the Moon Complex as rain reduces fire activity. There are now no Level 3 evacuations, and resources from the Oregon State Fire Marshal are returning home. While rain is minimizing the spread of fire, wet conditions are creating other challenges for firefighters as they move heavy equipment. Closures remain in place for an expanded area of the forest as roads including Bear Camp Road. And beginning just after midnight tonight, fire danger in Klamath and Lake counties will be moderate. South Central Oregon Fire Management Partnership says the decision is based on current temperatures, relative humidity, and projected weather conditions. Despite decreases to fire danger levels, several agencies across the region still ask that residents and visitors remain cautious and vigilant.